Hey there. Today I'm going to talk through how to build a food and drink app with AppInstitute. So we offer a food ordering system on our app builder, which allows you to set for takeaway, takeout, with delivery or collection, and also with a dine-in option as well. So a variety of options there to suit all restaurant and takeout needs. So I'm going to go through the process of how to do it, and it's very simple to do. So to start off with, just a kind of quick overview of what you'll want before building your app. So you'll need to have a few things ready. Your logo, your homepage background, so a portrait orientation image of your company logo and a nice background to entice users into the app. Your brand colors, your menu on a CSV. Now the CSV file template is actually available to download in the comments below. So you can do that prior to building your app with us, or you can do that throughout the process as you go into the app builder. Your delivery area information and your collection information, so whether you deliver or just offer collection, and if you do delivery, then what areas do you deliver to, what postcodes, what zip codes, what radius, etc. So your payment merchant information, again, you can set this up once you're in the builder, and we can provide a link to sign up with our recommended gateways. We support Stripe and Square as debit and credit card gateways at AppInstitute, and they cover various regions. So if you have any questions about those, don't hesitate to get into contact with us. Always happy to guide you in the right direction. But those are the two that we support in the app builder. Unfortunately, if you have an alternative payment gateway, you will need to use one of these for your transactions in the app. So always Stripe or Square at present. Special offer information. So for example, a very popular special offer is like a first order discount offer, 10% off your first order in the app, or more or less, whatever you want to look for there. But having that information to hand and knowing what you want to do with that before you set up the app is always useful. Loyalty information. So we have a great loyalty program on our apps. It works on a percentage of the order. So if you spend £10 or $10 and you say you set 10% as loyalty credit, then that user would get $1 or £1 back as loyalty credit to redeem against future orders. The reason this is a really good loyalty program is because that entices people back into the app. You know, if you're looking to order a takeaway or takeout, but you know you've got loyalty credit with a company that you order from regularly, you're more inclined to order from that company because you're getting a bit off your order, even though it's just a loyalty program you've got. But they're seeing they've got a $4 or £4 credit from previous orders built up and accumulated over time. Then they're inclined to continue ordering because you're providing that loyalty, which is a really good way of retaining customers and getting the reordering going through the app. And also your business contact information, so your address, your phone number, your email address, etc. So those bits that you want kind of in an About Us section of the app, just so users can quickly get in touch with you as and when they require. So that's great. So that's everything kind of in the checklist we've gone through there. So let's now move on to actually building the app. And this is a really quick process, especially if you've got things prepared, as I've advised there. So I'm into our app builder here. So the first step you'll see when going into our app builder is to give your app a name. Now I'm building an app here for Marco's Takeout, or Marco's Restaurant. So I just put in the company name here, and I can just finish that and then just press continue. So if you put in your company name, press continue, and then you'll get to our template section here. So in here, sell stuff, obviously we're selling food and drink, so that's the right category for me. And I've got this one here, takeaway, that I can select. Whenever you select a template with AppInstitute, you'll always find a brief kind of screen shots of what the apps look like, or what they can look like. So just an idea of what the template you're going to create looks like. And obviously those templates are fully editable. They're there to give you an idea of what you can create with us. So I'm going to press continue now. If you have a website, you can enter it here. That'll just grab the color scheme from your website, save you having to put in your own color codes. It'll find it and put that suggested palette into the app. I'm going to skip this step for now. I'm making an app for a kind of made up takeaway just for demonstration purposes. So I'm going to skip this step In here you can put in your phone number to get a preview of the app sent to your phone. Again, I'll skip for now, but you're obviously welcome to put in your phone number here when you're building the app to have that preview. And then you just need to put in your sign up information, so your name, email address, and then set a password at the same time. So I'm just going to pop some details in here, and then I'm going to head into the app builder and show you how the build process works and get that underway. So when I press continue, it will prepare my template in the background. It doesn't take long, as you can see there. And then you get through to this section here, appearance, content, and publish. So your first section is always the appearance, and that's uploading your app icon, so your logo and a background image, just for the loading though. So this background image we're going to go through in a second is just the loading screen. It doesn't have to be the background when someone actually gets into the menu system of your app, but it is the background when the app is loading. So I have here two sections to go through. So I have my theme and my images section on the left hand side. So I'll start with theme here, and as I mentioned earlier, getting your color scheme ready for this is a really good idea, because then it's really quick to do. So I've got my color scheme on this dock here ready to go. So my main color, which I'm going to replace the blue with here, and all I do is just copy and paste my hex code and my color straight in there. But obviously you've got a color map here as well, where you can scroll through the color and select one to suit as well if you don't have your hex code available. And then my secondary color I know is a white, which looks to already be set actually as a tab icon, so that's great, that's already set there. And then my other colors, I have a dark red black color there that will work quite nicely as a selected tab icon. And then if you look into advanced, you can just check through the colors and make sure they look okay. You see an example here, so you can see that button there on the red background isn't going to look great. So what I can do is change the button text there to white, because I know that's going to suit better, and that will work nicer for what I'm trying to do and the color scheme that I have. So you can now see that everything visible looks perfect and is looking within my color scheme. I can see there's one color that's not been changed automatically, so I'm just going to head into that. It's icon based. If you have a sidebar menu, so I'm just going to change that to the white as well, and therefore I know that all the colors that are on this right hand side menu here match my color scheme. Now I can press save on that, and that's one part of the section done. All I need to do is head into the images section now and upload my logo and splash screen. So app icon would just be obviously your company logo, really, nothing else you need to put there. So if I go into upload image, I can go into my folder with my images in for this app in particular, and I have here my transparent logo, which looks nice on a black background. So that works perfectly, black background by default, and I'm just going to save that image there, and I know that my logo for the app has now been uploaded. Also, I want a splash screen, which again is a loading screen. So you can have a nice background image on your home screen, but the splash screen is best to be nice and simple. It's just a quick screen that displays for a couple of seconds when the app is opening up. So for that, I have just a standard kind of logo on a dark background. You can see here in the lines you have on the side that's a safe zone. So any thing that bleeds outside of those lines, so any text or imagery that goes outside of those lines is likely to be cut off by a lot of devices. It's just a maximum screen size on a portrait device, but you can see here just by checking that nothing bleeds out that you know you're going to have a safe image or a safe logo that's uploaded, and everything's going to be visible to the user when they open that app. So I can see that's working perfect. If you need to resize this at all, you can do like this, but I'm quite happy with the default size, so I'm just going to bring it back to the full size and then save. Once I've saved, I can then head through to the bottom of this tab here, and then I can just press save again, or I can look if I want to change this setup. So I've got here, I can have a header bar image, which I don't tend to use very often, custom text or business name. So the business name will be whatever you entered in the first step of the app builder. and custom text, you can change that to be anything. Could be no text at all, or could be something else. So maybe if I wanted to shorten that to Marcos, for example, I could do so in the custom text. But I'm just going to hit custom text and leave it blank. I like a nice blank header bar. I've got the menu on the bottom and I've got my logo in the background. I don't think there's a necessity to have anything in the header bar myself. So I press save there. And then that works really nicely, and I can head into the content section. Now, by default, the tabs that you actually need within a takeout food app is kind of in there. So there's not a great deal you need to do other than amend the content within those tabs. So I'm going to go through those one by one. So home as a starting tab is very simple. All it is going to show your homepage background. So you can see here we have no homepage background set at the moment. So what I'm going to do is just go into tab settings. I'm going to click select image, and I'm going to upload my background image that I've pre-created. So this is the logo on a nice image of kind of some food that we offer here in the takeout. So I'll upload that, and I'll wait a moment to see it's loaded on the right hand side menu, that right hand side preview there. And once that's done so, I can press save. So now I can move on to the menu. Now, I mentioned earlier that the menu we recommend having set up on a CSV. So once you've done that, you can press import CSV. If you've not done that, still press import CSV. There you can download the example of the CSV file, and it's really straightforward once you've done that. So you just click onto example CSV and that will download, and that will actually, if you open that up, you will see that you've just got headers here that you can enter in. So your subcategory, your item name, your price, description of the item. If you want to add an image in, then you can put an image URL in there as well. And if there's a location for the menu, you can put that in as well. So maybe if you have multiple locations, you can do so. And you can also add the variables, your options. So, you know, your sauce, kind of cheese options, you know, anything that's additional, the optional on your item. So whether that is at cost or not, you can add those in, and you can set the prices or just say to be free, depending on what type of variable or option or modifier it is. But I've already created mine, so all I need to do is just click on to upload CSV, and you'll see I've got my menu pre-created in a CSV. And when you've done that, just click clear existing menu if you want to remove everything that was on the template, which obviously you would normally want to do. So just clear existing menu and press save. Once you press save, it will just give you a quick warning just in case you are, I don't know, adding one category in rather than putting a whole menu in at this stage, and you didn't want to clear what was already in there. Maybe you'd already done some changes. So it will give you a warning just to make sure that you know when you're putting this in, you're clearing whatever is already on the menu. Obviously, in this circumstance and in most circumstances when you're doing this, you'll just be editing what was the template, so you're quite confident you wish to remove the full menu. Press OK. And then that will bring the menu in. Takes a few moments to load that into the app. You'll see there 104 records imported successfully. So I know my menu's now come into the app, and I can see all my items down on the left hand side here. I can then press save there, and that's my menu all set up. We'll come to preview that shortly, or this may be a good time if you want to preview and make sure your menu's looking okay. But I can then head into my cart, the next tab, and in here I can press edit content. And you have a few sections within this, within the cart. So order fulfillment being one of them. And in here you have a few areas that you can set up. So time slot duration, that means the time slots you want the food to be ordered in. So if you want when they go through to the cart to be every 15 minutes, so like 9 till 9:15, 9:15 till 9:30, 9:30 till 9:45, and so on. You can set that there, or you can make that a shorter time slot or a larger time slot. So by 15 minutes on default is a template, but you can amend that as required. And here you can put a maximum orders per time slot. So if you say you know your capabilities to get 5 orders out every 15 minutes, but if you go beyond that, you're going to start running behind. What you can do is you can set 5 as your maximum orders per time slot, and then what will happen is that time slot will automatically become filled when you've got the 15 minutes and 5 orders within that time slot, and then it will move on to the next time slot. So say, you know, between 9:15 and 9:30, you've got 5 orders already accepted for that time, then the next time slot will become available automatically. It's the 9:30 to 9:45 time slot, and it won't show the time slots to the users that are full. So that works really well to be able to manage your orders kind of efficiently without kind of people selecting times and you having to message them to update different times and so on. So here I mentioned earlier that we do collection, delivery and dine-in table service, if you like. So you can select those options here. You need one option selected, of course, but whatever you select, you can do so. So I'm going to select all three just to show you how it works in detail. So table service options, you can have that. So when you do table service, they don't have to select a time because they're sat down. They're not really going to want to select a time. So you can do place orders for ASAP, and you can allow a text input for table numbers as well. So, you know, they can just enter their table number in at the checkout. Collection time, I've got my time frame set out. So 20 minutes delivery, 20 minutes collection and 50 minutes delivery. So I can just enter that in here. So 20 and 50. Perfect. That's now all set. I can have a collection discount and a delivery cost if I wanted, but I can also set further delivery options in the delivery areas editor that I will come on to shortly. So I'm going to leave my collection discount at 0. I'm not offering any collection discount, and delivery cost I'm going to come on to in the areas editor under here shortly. Minimum order value. So if you only want to kind of have orders that are over a certain value, you can set that there, and you can you know, put in £10, $10, whatever that may be that you want to set. The sales tax option, entirely up to you. I would normally input my CSV with tax already added on, but if you were to say not wanting to do so, you want to add tax onto your prices that you put in the app, then you can put the required percentage in there, and then that will add onto the value within the cart. So when they go to check out your £10 maybe that's got 20% tax, we'll obviously add that 20% on, and therefore become the £12. So you know that will work however you want to do it, whether you want to put sales tax in and your prices by standard, or if you want to add that section in there. Here you can send a copy of the order to the customer, so you can click that if you want them to get a receipt when they order, essentially. And then really important part, so delivery areas. So I said in my sheet here that I'm going to do free delivery within 3 miles and £2 delivery 3 to 5 miles. So what I'm going to do is add an area, and then I'm going to click distance. And in distance, I'm going to set that to miles, and I'm going to write 3 miles. Delivery cost, I'm going to put 0. And my free delivery order value, I'm just going to leave that blank because that's my default anyway. And what I'm going to set here is I'm going to press this to be saved. So what happens then is if there's another area that's overlapping, this takes priority. So in my next one, I'm going to put 5 miles in, because my other area is 3 to 5 miles, and I'm going to put my cost in. So this means that this area here, my high priority area, will always take precedence over the next one. So anything in this area will always be 3 miles and free delivery, and that will not change because I've got this high priority set. My next one I'm going to do is distance and 5 miles, as I've said before, and then we'll see those 2 circles. So we've already got this high priority circle in the middle here, the 3 mile circle. That's going to stay at 0. What's going to happen is everything around that area, the new circle that's on top of that one, is then going to, in between these distances here, this 3 to 5 mile distance, is then going to obviously kind of, you know, charge that £2 that I'm set here. So I've checked £2 delivery cost there, and I'm just going to press save, and that's it. Delivery cost up to 5 miles is £2, but within 3 miles is free. So that's exactly what I want to set. I can press save there, and then that's all done. In the payments section, the credit card gateway payment section, you can select what gateway you wish to use. We support Square and Stripe. If you click Square, you can just press this button here, connect with Square, and if you press Stripe, you can just copy and paste in your Stripe details in there. Once you've done either of those, then obviously you'll be able to take payments via card within the app. We also accept PayPal, but obviously PayPal is not a credit card gateway as such. It's if people have got PayPal accounts and wish to sign in with their PayPal account and pay. So you can do that also. And if you do that, you just need to copy and paste certain PayPal details here. And there's a guide which shows you exactly what to copy and paste from your PayPal there. Other options, you can allow cash on delivery. You can allow people to call you, which is what pay by phone means. It means they'll call you and make payment over the phone. And you can have this allow tips. So if you wish to have tips on the app, then you can press this allow tips button here. So I don't like to take cash, but I will allow tips. So I'm going to click that one there and make sure these are deselected. So the only payment option is card in the app. And then I can come on to the next section, order, accept and reject. So we offer the ability to accept and reject your orders. This does work in conjunction with the Goodcom GT90 printer. So I'd advise having your GT90 printer or ordering a GT90 printer if you're going to use your app on a regular basis for food orders. And in here you can enable or disable the accept and reject option. So by default, this is always deselected, and that means that orders will automatically be accepted. They'll be charged to the customer's card that they've entered into the app, and that just goes through and is automatically accepted at your default times. If you have the enable accept and reject option, what happens is the order will come through to you to ask you if you want to accept or reject the order. In that period, it will put a transaction hold on that customer's order value, and once you accept the order, it will finalize that transaction and put that into your merchant account. If you reject the order for whatever reason, then it will void that transaction and automatically cancel a transaction and give the customer their money back. So you've got a really nice process there that does everything kind of automatically for you, whether you want the order or not. Maybe you're too busy, maybe it's a location you don't wish to deliver to, or maybe you're just about to close. Whatever reason you may want to reject the order, but you can do that there. And you can also select auto reject after a certain amount of time. So, you know, in the event of a power cut or whatever, and you're not able to get to your device to accept the order, then it will auto reject after a certain amount of defined minutes that you select there. So really straightforward to do, and gives you that security to make sure that you're kind of not taking orders that you don't want or physically can't take. So loyalty then, so I mentioned earlier we've got a really nice loyalty option at AppInstitute. So you can set a percentage of the amount spent to go back as loyalty credit. So I said earlier that I wanted to do 10% loyalty credit back when they earn when they spend a minimum of £10. So spend a minimum of £10, and then you can obviously do your 10% loyalty there, and that means for every £10 spent, they'll get £1 back. So they spend £11, they get £1.10, and so on. So 10% of that order value, as long as it's over £10, will come back as loyalty credit. That loyalty credit can be accumulated and used against future orders. So it works really nicely, and it's very simple to set up. For special offers, I like to do a first order discount, or recommend doing a first order discount, but we have a few different ones. So say you were doing a 20% off on a Tuesday, you could pop in on Tuesday morning, set that to 20%, and then on Wednesday morning come back and put it at no discount, and then obviously your orders on Tuesday would all have that 20%, and you can use a push notification to promote that offer. But I said earlier I would use a 10% off my first order on the app, so I'm going to set that there, percentage discount, first order discount, 10%. Some other features we have here, additional locations. So if you're a restaurant or takeout that has two or more branches, then you can add other locations in here, and that will give the user a menu selector. So when they go to order, they'll choose which menu or which location they wish to order from, and they can do so. So you don't need multiple apps for multiple locations. You can do it all under the one app. And then the response messages. So by standard, you know, we have kind of defaults here. So we'll prepare your order for collection if it's a collection, and then it just puts the time slot. So if we had 9 till 9:15 as the time slot, it will say that we'll prepare your order for collection at 9 till 9:15. And again, the time slot here, it will prepare your delivery, and the time slot they choose will then show on that confirmation or pop-up when they order. But you can change that to be whatever text you wish. And then here we have some basic email and print formatting, so whether you wish to show the category on the receipt or the email, or whether you wish to show the subcategory. I think categories are quite useful to show. Subcategories probably just a step too far, unless they're very essential for you for whatever reason. So I'm going to have category selected and subcategory deselected, and press save. I'm just going to disable the card gateway because obviously this is a demo, but you know, you'll know how to add your cart gateway by following the instructions I've said earlier. press save, and then head my account tab just to give you an overview of what this is. No settings you need to do here, but this will just be where the user goes in and logs in. So when they go through the cart, they're forced to actually log in the process and set up an account, and therefore they'll have an account with all their previous order history, their loyalty, and any saved cards for quick reordering. In the More tab, I'll just go through what we have. So we have the website of the company here and the chat. So I'm going to remove the website, and the chat is just to stay in there, but there's nothing you need to edit here. So that's just a one-to-one message from you and your customer. So if your customer wants to send you a message, say, hey, I received a delivery, but I was missing an item, for example, they can do so within the app just by using this Message Center tab. If you press Edit Content, what you will want to enable is this email notifications, and that means when someone does message you via the app, you'll get a notification to say they have messaged you. So I press save on that, and then the last thing to change here is my About tab, and I mentioned earlier to have some business information ready. So you'll see kind of it's got your business name in, but it's just got all the template stuff otherwise. So I'm just going to pop in my business address and business email address, etc. So I'll copy that and paste in here, and then my phone number, and just go through and add those sections in. And your delivery radius, delivery miles from the location always comes from your address, so that's important to set that within the business section in the About Us section here, so the business location, which you'll come on to shortly. So I can put all these details in. You can have a little business description if you've got one, or not. You can leave that blank, entirely up to you. And then in business location, you would go in here and then pop in your address. So I'm just going to pop in my address details, and then kind of the last step that we need to cover is our opening hours. So your opening hours is always based on your delivery times as well. So really key to make sure you set those correctly. So I'm going to go into that section for you in a second and go through how that's set. So now I've got my location set, I'm looking at my opening hours, and I'm just going to, by default, I like to remove everything that's there quickly, just because then you can make sure you're entering your opening hours and you don't leave any of the defaults from the template in. So in this instance, we're open 4 till 11 every night, so I can just enter that in. And you'll see here that you've got two sets of opening hours, left-hand side and right-hand side. And what's that for is for dinner service and evening service, for example, or breakfast and dinner, whatever that may be. But it gives you two opening hours per day. So if you're opening in the morning, closing for the afternoon, and opening again in the evening, you can do so. So you might set 9 to 11 on the left-hand side, and then 3 to 11 on the right-hand side. And then you know that you're going to be open 9 to 11 a.m. and then 3 to 11 p.m. in the evening, but you'll have a section of the afternoon where it's closed. If you're not open twice a day, you'll just open the one set of times. Always set on this left-hand side menu, as I've done now, because it always uses those settings by default. If you just set the right-hand side and haven't set anything on the left-hand side, then it will just be ignored and you won't have any opening hours set. So that's really important to note in your setup. And then holiday closing time. So if you know you're going to be closed on Christmas Day, for example, you can add that in advance. Enable holiday closure, Christmas Day, and then go and select that straight away. Pop it in there, and you can put it from 1, and then put it to the end of the day again. So kind of put that again, December 25th, and then you might want to put that at 23:59. And then you know you're set and closed for the day, so kind of at the last time you can close till there. So you'll be closed for the day then, or you can make that longer if you wish. So you can make that kind of, if you change that, say you say Christmas Day and Boxing Day, just hit the 26th as you're closed to, and then it will reopen automatically on the 27th. So, and then you can just press save, and that's everything done. If you've got any kind of legal information, anything about allergies, anything like that you want to make sure people are aware of before they open the app, you can put that in here as well, and that will show as a disclaimer pop-up when they first open the app. And press save, and now my app's fully built. I'm ready to preview it, so I can just go here, press preview my app, and I can have a look through and see how it's set. So first of all, you might notice some issues here. So for example, I can see that my header bar, my navigation bar is fully transparent, so I might wish to go and set that, change that in the navigation settings. But I always like to preview the app, see how it looks before making any adjustments to the styling. So I can just scroll through my tabs. I can see my menus there. I can pop in. I can see that's all there. My pricing's there. Various sections. So everything's in for my menu. That's perfect. I can test it if I can add an item to cart. I can just test if I can add options. So that's all working perfectly. I can add items to my cart, etc. And everything's set there. My account tab will force me to log in, so I can see my minimum order is not working, so that's great. So I can then just make sure if I want to kind of test the process, I can add in a few items, and then I can see there, now my minimum order is there. I can't check out without the account info, so that's all working for me. It'll direct me to the account tab and ask me to log in. So that's working perfectly there. You'll see order history and loyalty, as I was mentioning earlier. So that's all there, and the chat tab is there ready for me or for my customers to be able to send us a message if they've got any queries. So the only thing I really wanted to change was my navigation styling wasn't as exactly as I wanted it. I want some transparency but not full transparency, so I go into my navigation section here. I like to use the custom option that I've just selected, and I'm going to change my transparency level to 40%, and then I'm going to see how that looks and see if that's how I wish for it to look in the app. So great, I'm happy with that. I think it looks really nice. It's got a nice background and my full menu options down there as well. So in that instance, I've got my app built and I'm kind of ready to go with it, and I can just head on to submit and get my app published to the app stores. Hope you enjoyed the video. Hope that's been really insightful for you. If you've got any questions at all, don't hesitate to get in touch with us. Thanks a lot. Take care.